The following is presented by Cave Media.
Psst. Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by the number 7. This is the 7th episode of the 7th season. So I wanted to hit on a topic that is associated with the number 7. Yes, the number 7 is typically known as the number of perfection or completion. That's because God created everything in a week. Well, actually, technically he did it in 6 days, but it was on the 7th day that he proclaimed his creation as complete, good, perfect. In this video, we'll look at the process of perfection that is ongoing in our lives as Christians. And hopefully we'll learn to show grace toward one another, knowing that none of us is perfect yet. I'm Stace Massengill, and this is the GC.
Up next on the GC.
One of the biggest criticisms against Christians is that they're hypocrites. Well, people say Christians are hypocritical because they see them not practicing what they preach. We're still human beings. We're still flawed. We are still imperfect, but we are being perfected through Christ. Perfection is a process. So far, at least, there's only been one perfect person to walk the earth, and his name is Jesus. Oh, we've heard it before. I've mentioned it before. One of the biggest criticisms against Christians is that they're hypocrites. What? Well, people say Christians are hypocritical because they see them not practicing what they preach. Problem is, Christians are not perfect.
No!
Yet.
No, what?
Now, this world may judge us harshly because of our claim to Christianity, but we should be careful not to be judgmental ourselves. We can't be both witness and judge. In fact, it isn't our place at all to be judging others, especially when it comes to being excessively critical of our fellow Christians. So here's what happens. Simply because someone claims to be a Christian, everyone then holds that person to a higher standard. They expect more from a Christian because Christians are supposed to be Christ-like. Are they wrong?
No!
Now, while we as Christians ought to intentionally hold ourselves to a higher standard and actively strive daily to be more and more like Jesus, we must remember that perfection is a process. It's unrealistic to expect anyone born into sin to instantly become a perfect person. So far, at least, there's only been one perfect person to walk the earth, and his name is Jesus. So it is unfair to expect a Christian, even one who is seriously trying to be like Christ, to always act perfectly in every occasion, all the time. We're still human beings. We're still flawed, which is why we must show grace, just as God has shown us. We are still imperfect, but we are being perfected through Christ. Now you might ask, how? How are we being made perfect? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. See, one aspect of perfection is purification. The way to purify something is usually to put it through some type of agitation process. For example, metals are often purified with fire. So being perfected can many times be an uncomfortable and even painful process. Yet we know that going through trials indeed strengthens us and builds our character. James 1 verses 2 through 5 says, "Consider it all joy, my brethren, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. But if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all generously and without reproach, and it will be given to him." Now, I played football in high school. Was I great? Not really. But I got pretty good at certain positions that I played. Now, it wasn't talent that I was born with, okay? I had to practice really hard. The more drills I went through, the better I got. I wouldn't claim to have ever reached perfection, but my performance as a football player was being perfected through the physical trials of practice as well as weightlifting. An even better example is a track runner. It takes hard work to get faster and build up endurance. You don't typically just walk onto a track team and start winning races. Without suffering through the tough process of training and perfecting your performance, you would never have what it takes to succeed. In these analogies, God is our coach and trainer. He is the one who whips us into shape, so to speak. Let's look at Colossians 2, verses 9 and 10 says, "For in him all the fullness of deity dwells in bodily form, and in him you have been made complete. And he is the head over all rule and authority." See, we may not always want to follow God's direction. His process for us may seem difficult, but he does have our best interest in mind, and he knows well what we need to endure and how to equip us for success. He will make us complete if we just let him. We have to be willing to press on through the perfection process. 2 Corinthians chapter 13 says this in verse 11, "Finally, brethren, rejoice and be made complete. Be comforted, be like-minded, live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you." See, we are made complete or perfect by God himself through Jesus and the work of the Holy Spirit in our lives. So let's keep our eyes on the prize until this race is won. At the same time, let's be understanding and show grace to others as they go through the perfection process as well. The ultimate goal for all of us is to one day take our place with him in heaven. And as the word tells us, when we see him, we will be like him. We will be perfected through Christ. So did you notice that this episode just happened to be 7 minutes and 7 seconds long? Ha! Just kidding. Made you look though.
On the next episode of the GC.
Oh yeah, we're ready to step out in faith and do great things because of Jesus. But then we get out there and we start looking around. We may think to ourselves, what have I gotten myself into? Forgetting our faith, we succumb to fear. We take our eyes off of Jesus and we begin to sink. Faith and fear are at odds with each other. We needn't worry about enemies plotting against us, nor even fear death itself, when we know that he is for us. Did you like this video? I mean, did you hit the like button? Go ahead and do that. Yeah, now. I'll wait. Yeah, okay. Now, catch more GC episodes on our YouTube channel at this address. And while you're there, click the subscribe button and the notification bell. Like our Facebook page at this address, and you'll get updates and bonus content there that you won't find on the YouTube channel, by the way. Same for our Twitter page. Get bonus stuff, updates, and such by following us at Kingdom Hero 67 or at twitter.com/Kingdom Hero 67. Next, share these videos with one and everyone. That's how you can help us accomplish the Great Commission. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon right here on the GC. But if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all generously and without reproach.